Here is another idea you can use if you are going to be building a stringer like this, where you have separate angled blocks that you're going to attach to some type of a main support board. And of course, the reason why I'm making this video is because I came across another video that said, this is how we ought to be building stringers. And in the future, it might be how we're building stringers, but until then, I'm going to build my stringers out of a solid piece of lumber if I can get it. A 2x12 that is long enough to cut a solid stringer, then that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm not here to judge why you're not going to do that, but I am going to suggest that you use some type of a pattern. And you could create a pattern out of a variety of different things. Piece of plywood, a couple pieces of plywood, or even draw it out on a floor if you can, instead of attaching them in place. And by that, I mean installing this board first and then each one of these, unless everything is going to be cut and assembled perfectly. And I think you're going to be able to do it better with a pattern. So that will be a pattern you lay out on a board or a piece of plywood, a couple of sheets of plywood attached together, or even creating a pattern that you can use to set on top of your completed stringer that you have attached from a variety of different pieces to double check all of the measurements. So here I've just simply lowered my pattern into the 2x12, and you can see it sticking out here. But this would basically represent a 2x12 that I laid out, or two 2x6s that I attached together. And I wanted to point out that you're going to want to start from the front and not the back. So instead of having the back line up with your boards, have the front line up if you can, if that makes sense. And even though my boards are 6 inches and 5.5 inches, your boards can be different. And that will depend upon the length of the riser and the length of the tread. So just simply cut the first board, not too difficult. And you could always attach this with screws to your template board underneath. And of course, you will make sure that everything is lining up and cut perfectly. And then once you're happy with that, we can go ahead and start attaching our first little triangle here. And in our example here, our triangles are all going to be the same size. So that tells us that we have not adjusted for the bottom or the top. For example, we would not have adjusted for any ledger at the top that the stringer is going to attach to, or any base framing plates that the stringer is going to sit on top of. And there you have it. This is what I would do so that I could line all of my stringers up and double check everything to make sure that everything is straight and that all of my stringers are cut exactly the same size, and I won't have to worry about one of these being shifted down or up a little bit. And of course, if there were any major imperfections, you could just simply make the modifications necessary to make everything fit better. And for those of you looking for a little more information about building these types of stringers, this is part of a video that I have already made and uploaded onto YouTube. So as you can see, I have a couple of 2x4s that we are going to firmly attach together. I'll provide you with some ideas for that towards the end of the video. And in our first example, I'm going to keep it about the same size as the 2x12, which is going to create a problem with the small tip here. And that could cause the small part here to crack when you go to drive a nail in here. So if you do something like this, you might want to pre-drill a hole for a nail or a screw. Or if the piece is small enough, you might be able to build the stringer without it. However, don't fear. I've also created a couple of other examples where we can make this a little bit larger. Now, if you notice here, I have two full-length 2x4s, and I've created the stringer to where the point of the angle here, where the bottom of the riser and the tread meet, won't need to notch into the lower support board, which will end up providing us with a little stronger stringer. Now, even though I said that we're going to use 2x4s in the video, I want to point out that if you can get larger materials, it might be good to use them right here so you don't have to worry about the splitting, or at the very least you will have one less gap here to worry about. Now keep in mind that this area right here can crack also if you're going to be screwing or nailing into it. And that would go for any other part of the stringer where you come to a narrow point. And of course, it would be obvious that you couldn't do this if all you had access to were 2x4s, which means you might need to do something like this. Start from this point here, so that this is going to be 3.5 inches wide, providing you with the largest piece possible for your stringer, along with providing you with more structural support here. And another thing I need to point out, even though this would be obvious while you were building the stairs, which would be to make sure that you locate the support boards on the bottom at the far edge here, because if we leave it like this and there is any type of cracking, it could actually crack right here. So make sure that the stringer is fully supported here, and you can always use larger boards, and the same would hold true for the ledger. You can see where this needs to be a little bit larger, and if all you have are 2x4s, you can just nail a bunch of 2x4s in here to create your ledger. So you might need about 3 2x4s, 2x4 here, 2x4 here, and a 2x4 here, running the length of the wall to support the stair stringers. And I'm guessing that this right here, since it's going to be wider, is going to be about the strongest stringer you can build out of all of the examples I've provided you with in the video. And even though we have installed a larger block, if you do drive a nail anywhere into the treads, the stringers anywhere, and it cracks, then I would definitely start pre-drilling holes for all of your nails or screws. And you could always remove one of the 2x4s if you're going to be providing additional support like this. However, I wouldn't recommend removing this 2x4 here and just having these two. However, I will leave that up to you. I'm just throwing these ideas out there. And you can see here where we are using screws to attach everything. And I'm going to go ahead and provide you with an X-ray view here of the screws. Pre-drill some holes, and you could even countersink the screws if you wanted to connect the 2x4s together. And obviously, if you were going to do something like this, then all of these boards would need to be pre-cut. And there are plenty of ways to join boards together, and a couple of those might be using a biscuit jointer or some wooden dowels, along with adhesive at all of the breaks. And you could even use adhesive if you wanted to in your pre-drilled holes for your screws. Obviously, for your dowels, you're going to want to use some adhesive, and your biscuit joints. And it would be a good idea to position the screws or dowels away from any areas where you might be adding additional nails and screws. And some more ideas would be to use some type of building hardware or straps. And you might not need to pre-drill any holes in this area here, but you might need to up here where the board's getting a little shorter. Of course, you can always reposition the straps however you feel necessary, and even use 2x4s to nail all of the blocks together with. And plywood or OSB. And you could get as creative as you want here, obviously, larger or smaller. And maybe even a support block like this might work in the middle of the stringer, especially if you are going to be creating larger stairways by using any of the methods shown in this video. And let's not forget that I have never physically built any of these, so if you build it and for whatever reason it does not work, do not shoot the messenger here. And I would also like to point out that something like this might work a lot better on the interior than it would on the exterior, where you could be getting a lot more moisture that could create problems for all of the joints where the pieces are joined together. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, let us know by hitting the thumbs up button or letting us know in the comment area.